Today, we're diving into dark psychology, the extreme strategies that shift how they see you without you saying a word. These aren't just tips, they're strategies that make an impact so powerful they can't ignore you. You won't be the ones seeking attention anymore. They'll be the ones craving your presence. Each of these 9 strategies builds on the last, creating an effect so strong they won't know why they can't stop thinking about you. But here's the key. You need to apply every one of them. Skip even one, and you risk falling back to where you started. Some of you might think using these techniques is manipulative. It's not. It's about understanding human psychology. Think of it like fire. It can burn, but it also provides light and warmth. These are tools to help you develop a magnetic presence without chasing anyone. As Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." This is about elevating yourself, becoming someone people can't ignore because you've invested in your growth and self-worth. When done right, these techniques create genuine attraction based on authentic interest, not on chasing. Remember, he who masters himself is mightier still. By mastering these 9 strategies, you'll leave an unforgettable impact. You can't just pick and choose. The real power lies in using the full set, working together to naturally draw others toward you. So, let's get into our 9 dark psychology tricks. If you haven't already, hit the like button to support the message and join a community dedicated to growth and self-mastery. Let's start with our first strategy and begin transforming your presence from ordinary to captivating. Number 1. Planting a seed of doubt. One powerful way to stay on someone's mind is by planting a small seed of doubt, a hint that they don't fully know you or have all your attention. This isn't about lying or making up stories. It's about showing them that you're a person with options, someone others notice and appreciate. When you plant a seed of doubt, you leave them wondering if someone else could catch your interest, keeping you present in their thoughts. People naturally crave security, especially in relationships. When they feel sure of your attention and affection, they tend to take you for granted. It's just human nature. But by adding a touch of mystery, subtly showing them that your attention is valuable and not guaranteed, you shake up that sense of comfort. Suddenly they're questioning if they're really the only one on your mind. It's a gentle way to spark curiosity and insecurity without saying much. This tactic doesn't require big gestures or games. Sometimes it's as simple as mentioning plans with friends or casually sharing that someone complimented you. The key is to be subtle. You're not trying to make them jealous. You're just letting them see that you're someone with value, someone others would want to be around. Imagine a light-hearted chat where you mention that you were out with friends and someone interesting complimented you. Don't oversell it. Just drop it in and move on. Their mind will handle the rest. Now, they're thinking about who that person might have been, wondering if they need to worry about your attention shifting elsewhere. This uncertainty sticks with them, making them think about you long after the conversation ends. The strength of this approach is in keeping them on their toes. A small seed of doubt is like an itch they can't scratch. It's not enough to make them fully jealous, but just enough to make them second-guess their place in your life. It keeps you relevant in their mind and makes them feel that they have to put in some effort to keep your attention. That's when they start thinking, what do I need to do to keep them interested? They'll begin stepping up, showing more effort, because they no longer feel secure. But remember, this isn't about making them feel bad. You're not trying to make them overly jealous or insecure. It's about reminding them that you have a life, options, and self-worth beyond their validation. You're subtly letting them know that others might find you attractive too. This awareness can reignite their interest and make them see you as someone worth investing in. Marcus Aurelius once said, The soul becomes dyed with the color of its thoughts. By planting a seed of doubt, you're giving them something to think about, something that colors their view of you with intrigue and interest. You're showing them that your attention is something to be earned. This simple act of self-respect, of showing you're not entirely theirs to take for granted, raises your value in their mind. As you move forward, remember how valuable this approach can be. Show them that others notice you, that you're not just waiting around for their attention. This isn't about playing games. It's about giving them a reason to appreciate you and value what you bring. And here's the best part. They won't even realize it's happening. They'll just feel a pull, a need to keep you close, because deep down, they'll sense that if they don't, someone else might. Try this out and see them start to make more of an effort to keep you engaged and to show that they're worthy of your time. This small seed of doubt will linger in their mind, a thought they won't be able to shake. Here's an affirmation for you to write in the comments. I am worth the chase. Say it, believe it, and remind yourself of it every time you feel the urge to give too much. You're not here to be taken for granted. You're someone valuable, someone others notice. Write it down and live by this truth. Stick with me. This is only the start. We're moving forward with more powerful tactics to leave a lasting impact on their mind. Get ready for the next step that deepens their connection to you in ways they can't ignore. Number 2. The silent withdrawal. When it comes to making someone constantly think of you, few things are as powerful as the silent withdrawal. Let's be clear, this isn't a game. It's not about playing tricks. It's about reclaiming your power. You've allowed yourself to be at their mercy for too long, waiting on their message, hoping they'll show some attention. Why let them treat you like you're some disposable option, only there when they feel like it? You're not their backup plan, and you're certainly not their puppet. Now's the time they start feeling what life is like without you in it. Removing yourself, even briefly, from someone's life causes a ripple effect. Think of it like background music that plays constantly. You don't notice it much until it stops. Suddenly, the silence is almost unsettling, a bit too quiet. That's exactly how your absence will feel. When you stop reaching out, stop making yourself so available, they'll feel the shift. At first, they may not even realize it, but soon enough, they'll notice you're not there, and it will start to bother them. Every time they check their phone and see no messages from you, a little curiosity will grow. That curiosity will turn into thoughts, then questions, and eventually a desire to reach out. We live in a world where people expect others to be constantly available, to reply instantly, to be ready whenever they want. But the more available you are, the less they value your presence. Why? Because they think you'll always be there. Silent withdrawal disrupts that pattern. You're showing them something they didn't expect, forcing them to stop and pay attention. When you take that step back, they'll start wondering, why the silence? Did something change? And what, if anything, did they do wrong? It creates a subtle discomfort that makes you linger in their mind. There's a reason people say, absence makes the heart grow fonder. We naturally miss what we can't have and value what feels rare. By stepping back, you become that rare, intriguing presence. They start to recall all the little things they took for granted when you were there. The way you listened, the support you offered, or maybe just the feeling of someone who genuinely cared. Your absence becomes its own reminder of your worth. This approach works on a deep psychological level. Humans are wired to notice what's missing and feel the sting of things they took for granted. When you give too much, you blend into the background, becoming like white noise. But the silent withdrawal flips that on its head. Suddenly, your absence is loud. They'll replay conversations, look for signs of what changed, and feel compelled to fill the void. This starts a cycle where they keep thinking about you, not because you're around, but because you're not. But let's be clear, silent withdrawal isn't about ghosting someone forever. It's about creating enough space for them to feel your absence, giving them time to reflect on what's missing, and then stepping back in when they're ready to notice you in a new way. Think of it like a pendulum. When you pull back, they feel the distance, and when you re-enter, they're drawn back in, ready to appreciate you more than before. Now they know what it's like to miss you, and they'll think twice before taking you for granted. This isn't about manipulating, it's about respect and self-respect. You're showing them that you're not just a convenient accessory in their life. By withdrawing, you're giving them a choice. Step up and value you, or get used to not having you around. Marcus Aurelius once said, "The happiness of your life depends upon the quality of your thoughts." By pulling back, you're choosing to prioritize your own well-being and self-respect over waiting for their approval. This isn't about hurting anyone. It's about letting them see the value of what you bring, a value they're starting to miss. Imagine this. You've always been there, like a steady shadow, supportive, caring, and present. They barely notice because they're used to it. But one day, that shadow is gone. The things they took for granted now feel empty. They start to realize what your presence meant by feeling the impact of your absence. They might even reach out to check in, just to see if everything is okay. You've created a response in them without saying a word. Now, they're craving your attention, not because you begged for it, but because you took it back. Here's what I want you to do. Make a commitment to yourself right here and now. Write this in the comments. I know my worth. Say it. Believe it. Because once you know your worth, they will too. You're done waiting, done hoping, done giving everything with nothing in return. You're taking back your power, becoming someone they can't help but think about. Stick around because this is only the beginning. In the next section, we'll dive deeper into even more techniques to keep them thinking about you long after you've walked away. Number 3, false closeness. Creating a lasting impression often involves building a sense of false closeness, one of the most effective psychological techniques. This doesn't mean lying or deceiving. Instead, it's about selective openness, sharing just enough personal details to make them feel they know you deeply, even if they've only glimpsed a small part of you. False closeness is all about sharing meaningful, specific moments that create an intimate connection. You're not oversharing or giving away everything about yourself. Instead, you choose something personal and important. Maybe a story from your past, a moment that shaped who you are, or an experience that shows your values. These small, intentional revelations make them feel they're connecting with the real you, even though it's only the surface. Imagine you're with them, telling a story about something that changed your perspective on life. You don't have to get overly emotional, just share it in a genuine, meaningful way. This creates a bond because they feel they're getting a unique look into your inner world. The beauty of false closeness is that while it lets them feel like they know you, it also leaves your core protected and mysterious. People are naturally drawn to those they feel connected to. When you create these moments of closeness, they'll feel a sense of trust and comfort around you. They might even start to believe they hold a special place in your life, which only makes them want you more. And by holding back certain parts of yourself, you keep them curious. They'll sense there's more to discover, which keeps you on their mind. Here's an affirmation for you. I am unforgettable. Write it down. This isn't about giving away your power. It's about knowing that people are drawn to you naturally. You don't have to reveal everything to be memorable. By creating this feeling of closeness, you give them a glimpse of who you are without needing to share too much. Stay with me, because we're diving into even stronger techniques to create an undeniable pull, one that makes you impossible to forget. The next steps will strengthen their connection to you in ways they won't be able to ignore. Number 4. Mixed signals. Human psychology craves stability and clarity, but it's also captivated by uncertainty. When someone can't quite figure you out, they start focusing on your thoughts, why you act a certain way, and where they stand with you. This is where mixed signals become useful. By sending different cues, you keep them guessing, creating an air of mystery and unpredictability that leaves them thinking about you constantly. Mixed signals work by creating emotional highs and lows. One day, you're warm, attentive, and fully engaged, making them feel special and appreciated. They start to feel comfortable, like they matter to you. Then, just as they start settling into that feeling, you change things up. You become a bit more reserved, maybe slightly distant. They're left wondering, did I do something wrong? Are they losing interest? This shift keeps them on edge, making them analyze every interaction to understand what's going on. This back and forth taps into their need for validation. When you're attentive, they feel valued. When you're distant, they feel the need to regain that warmth. This creates a cycle of attention and withdrawal, keeping you in their thoughts. It's like an emotional roller coaster, thrilling, a little scary, and unforgettable. But remember, this isn't about toying with their feelings. Mixed signals aren't meant to hurt. They're about showing you have depth and can't be fully figured out. When they realize you're not predictable, they'll invest more energy into understanding you and crave your approval even more. Here's an affirmation for you to write in the comments. I am a mystery. Say it, believe it, and remember, you're not here to be an open book. You're here to be intriguing, someone they can't fully grasp. Stick with me, because next, we'll dive into a tactic that makes them want you even more. Number 5. The Mirage of Need. The Mirage of Need is a subtle yet powerful way to keep someone thinking about you. This technique creates the illusion that they're important to you, even needed, without making them feel like they're your only source of support. It's about showing a hint of vulnerability, a sense that they matter, but without making them feel they're your lifeline. Here's how it works. Let them see brief moments of vulnerability, times when you seem to need a little support. It might be a casual mention of something challenging or a small comment about feeling stressed. You're not revealing deep secrets. You're simply hinting that you trust them enough to show a softer side. This glimpse of vulnerability makes them feel valued, like they're seeing a part of you that others don't. But here's the key. Don't let them feel like they're your only support, or that you rely on them completely. Show that while they're important, you're still strong, independent, and capable on your own. This creates a balance. They feel they matter to you, but there's a lingering question. Am I really that crucial? This keeps them engaged, wondering where they stand in your life. Here's an affirmation for you to stay grounded. I am strong on my own. Write it down in the comments to remind yourself that while they may be drawn to your vulnerability, it's your inner strength that keeps them intrigued. Stick with me, because next we'll explore a technique that ramps up the attraction, keeping you in their mind. Number 6. Limited access. The concept of limited access is simple yet powerful. People value what they can't always have. By making yourself less available, you increase the worth of each moment they share with you. If you're always accessible, they may start to take you for granted. But by limiting your time and attention, you create an exclusivity that makes them want you more. Every interaction becomes a rare opportunity, something they can't just expect at any time. Here's how it works. You control when, where, and how much you're available. This doesn't mean ignoring them or playing games. It's about being selective. Don't always answer on the first ring or reply immediately. Take your time, be busy, and let them see you have a life full of people and activities that value you. Make them feel like they have to work a bit to get your attention. Imagine you're chatting and they ask if you're free to hang out. Instead of saying yes right away, you mention that you're busy but could be free later in the week. This small gesture shows that you're not dropping everything for them. You're balancing your own life and priorities. Suddenly, you're not just anyone in their life. You're someone with boundaries and a full schedule. This creates respect and curiosity. They start to wonder what you're up to, who you're with, and what's so exciting in your life that you're not always free. Here's an affirmation to keep in mind. I am worth the wait. Write it in the comments as a reminder that you don't need to be constantly available to be valued. By limiting access to your time and attention, you show that each moment with you is special. And stay tuned, because the next section will uncover a tactic that deepens their attraction even more, making you a constant thought in their mind. Number 7. Intensify doubt. The technique of intensified doubt works by creating just enough uncertainty in their mind to keep them wondering about their place in your life. People naturally want security and reassurance, but a little doubt can trigger a need to close that gap, to understand where they truly stand. By hinting that they might not be your top priority, you create an intriguing atmosphere, making them focus on you as they try to figure out their position. This doesn't mean stirring up jealousy or obviously flirting with others. Instead, it's about subtly showing that your life is full and that you have other options. A simple way to do this is by casually mentioning how busy you've been or how much you enjoy spending time with others without giving too many specifics. You might say, "I've been out a lot this week, catching up with friends and keeping busy." This makes them wonder who you're with, what you're doing, and why they're not always the center of your attention. Think about it. When they're left questioning who else might be part of your life, it creates a subtle sense of competition. They'll start feeling the need to step up, put in more effort to keep your interest, or even try harder to grab your attention. This spark of doubt isn't overwhelming, but it's enough to keep them invested and thinking about you, wondering about the life you're leading without them. You're not manipulating them. You're simply reminding them that you have a full, interesting life on your own. This sense of doubt lets them see that they're not entitled to your attention and may have to work harder to stay close. Here's an affirmation. I am unforgettable. Write it in the comments as a reminder that you're not here to prove yourself to anyone. They should be the ones wondering, working to earn a place in your life. Stick around, because in the next section, we'll explore a technique to strengthen their thoughts of you, keeping you at the forefront of their mind. Number 8. Future hooks. Future hooks are a great way to stay on someone's mind by weaving yourself subtly into their future. By casually mentioning plans that involve them, you plant the idea that you're part of their life moving forward. This becomes an emotional anchor, making them see you as someone significant who'll still be around tomorrow. These plans don't have to be big or specific. You might say something like, "We should check out that new spot sometime," or "I'd love to see your reaction to that movie coming out next month." These hints aren't promises. They're small hooks that get them imagining you in future moments, building a connection that stretches beyond today. By suggesting possibilities for the future, you're giving them something to look forward to that includes you. This is powerful because people are naturally drawn to what's coming next. With these future hooks, you give them an extra reason to keep you in their thoughts. they start associating upcoming events with you, feeling a subtle but strong pull whenever they think about what's next. Here's an affirmation to keep this mindset solid. I am part of their future. Write it down in the comments as a reminder that you're not just someone passing by. You're someone they'll picture in the days, weeks, and months to come. Number 9. Delayed response. The delayed response technique works well to keep someone on their toes, wondering about you. In today's world of instant replies, not responding right away makes a statement. When you pause before replying, you create anticipation, an emotional gap that keeps them wondering why you haven't responded yet and what you might be doing. This isn't about ignoring them for days or playing hard to get. It's about taking a bit of extra time before answering. If they text you, let it sit for a while. If they ask you a question, take a moment before replying. This simple pause sends a message. You're not at their beck and call, and your time isn't something they can take for granted. Picture it. They message you, and instead of replying within minutes, you wait. Now they're left wondering, are they busy with someone else? This uncertainty makes them check their phone more, thinking about what you're doing and wondering where they fit in your world. Delayed responses show that they don't have full access to you, which only increases your value in their eyes. It's a small shift, but it turns a regular conversation into something they think about constantly. Here's an affirmation to help keep this idea strong. I am in control. Write it down in the comments as a reminder that you set the pace. You're not chasing anyone's approval, they're the ones craving yours. Stick around, because the next technique will take things even further, creating a stronger sense of attachment they won't be able to shake. There you have it. 9 powerful strategies to make a lasting impression that keeps you on their mind. These aren't just quick tricks. They're meaningful ways to create a presence that lingers. Now, it's your turn to bring these techniques to life. Ready to step into your power and make a lasting impact? Start with the affirmation we discussed. I am unforgettable. Drop it in the comments to lock in your commitment. If this resonated, be sure to like the video, subscribe for more insights, and share it with anyone who could benefit. Let's build a community of people who know their worth and embrace their influence. Stay tuned, because there's more to come on Mastering the Art of Attraction and Self-Mastery.